Well, can I say it? I mean, geez, what's the deal with this gospel today? I thought Jesus was all lovey-dovey, kind and forgiving, merciful. Well, in fact, I do believe that Jesus is mercy incarnate, that Jesus came to save us, that Jesus came to suffer and die for us so that we could be with him in paradise. Why else would God send his Son to die for us, if not for peace? In Matthew, we hear, out of compassion, Jesus feeds 5,000 with loaves and fish. In Mark, we hear that Jesus takes the children in his arms, blesses them, and says, "Let the little children come to me." In Luke, we hear that Jesus stops to acknowledge and heal the woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. In John, we hear that he defends the woman caught in adultery from being stoned and telling her, "Neither do I condemn you." These few citations from every gospel are actions of love, kindness, and compassion. I could easily list 30 more. So what's Jesus telling us today? Why would he feed 5,000 if he wasn't here to give us hope? Why would he take the little children into his arms and bless them? Why would he not follow Jewish law and stone the woman caught in adultery? These are not the actions of a man bent on division and discord, of pitting father against son, mother against daughter, mother-in-law, father-in-law. But he says in the gospel today, "Do you think that I have come to establish peace on the earth? So what's the deal?" A few years ago, there was a small-town marathon in Europe. Nothing huge like the Boston Marathon, just a local event where runners came from neighboring towns. It was the kind of race where people lined the streets with coffee mugs in hand. Children waved homemade signs, and the mayor stood at the finish line, ready to hand out medals. The route was clearly marked, mile after mile of arrows, cones, and cheering volunteers. The runners knew that when they reached the final stretch, there would be a sharp right turn to the town square where the finish line was set up. That year, one runner stood out. From the moment the starting gun went off, he took the lead. He was fast, focused, and determined. The crowd started whispering that he was going to crush the course record. But then, about a mile from the finish line, something happened. The course split in two. One road led to the right, toward the town square and the cheering crowd. The other veered slightly left, toward a nearby parking lot. Normally, there was a volunteer there standing right at the fork to wave runners in the correct direction. But at that critical moment, the volunteer stepped away. He sprinted down that road with everything he had left, chest forward, arms pumping, certain of victory. When he reached the end, there were no crowds, no tape to break, no officials, just cars in a parking lot. He realized too late that he had given his all to the wrong finish line. Meanwhile, the second runner stayed on the true course and crossed the real finish line to the cheers of the crowd. My friends, it's possible to run hard, work tirelessly, even be adored along the way, only to discover at the end that we've been chasing the wrong finish line. That's what Jesus means when he says that he didn't come to bring peace to the world. It's not that he wants division and discord in families. He wants our dedication and our devotion. He wants our eyes fixed on the true prize, Jesus Christ and eternal life. Remember, our careers end, our achievements fade, and our comforts disappear. But persevering in the race that matters That's what Jesus is preaching today. Let's make sure our eyes are fixed on the right goal, not just any goal, because only one finish line leads to eternal life. Jesus says clearly, you must be ready to put me first.